chaos in our main event as Impact Wrestling went off the air on Access TV. First of all, we were hoping to see the debut of Samurai Del Sol. That was spoiled by the X Division champion Lio Rush. We were expecting to see a great six-man tag team matchup, and it looked like that was going to go the way of Bully Ray, Moose, and Myers. It was really dire odds there for Black Taurus and Laredo Kid until PCO returned. We are going to delve into this entire situation a little bit later on here on the Impact Post Show. There's a lot to extrapolate, but we want to do first touch on our opening matchup of the evening. More first-round action in the tournament to determine the #1 contenders to the Impact World Tag Team Champions Subculture come Emergence on Sunday, August 27th, live in Toronto. Now, we saw the Rascals get a win last week under extremely controversial circumstances. Controversy reared its ugly head again, this time on Access TV, except in a different capacity. The ABC against Rich Swann and Sami Callihan. Ultimately, the good hands getting involved at the end, screwing the ABC, and that just opened the door for Callihan to take advantage of the situation. Never saw Skyler dive into the ring there at the end, so I can't blame Callihan for doing what he did. Callihan and Swann advanced. That means in the finals, Callihan and Swann against the Rascals.
I mean, we even saw Swann trying to fight off the good hands, even though kind of ironically they had just given Swann and Callihan the advantage. But yeah, I've been racking my brain all night since that happened. I mean, the only thing I can surmise at this point is the good hands, and I get it, feeling slighted for not being included in this tag team tournament. You know, these are guys who've tried to prove themselves time and time again and feel like they've gotten screwed over by Impact Management, a feeling I understand and I can see where they're coming from. But to kind of come into this match with two teams that I didn't think they had any kind of beef with, it does seem a strange way to exact that revenge, exact that kind of anger, but that's all I can come up with right now. The rest is speculation.
I mean, we've been talking about the anger of all the men involved in the 8-man tag team matchup going down in Emergence, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later on in regards to our main event. Speaking of anger, it seems that Dirty Dango really angered Jake Something tonight. Dirty Dango, with the help of Alpha Bravo, able to get the victory against Bhupinder Gujar. Jake Something took tremendous exception to that.
Do you know how long it's taken me to get right here? Do you know how hard I've had to work to get back to Impact Wrestling? You want to come out here and talk about how much you hate it? If you hate it so much, get the hell out of here!
And we've seen in recent weeks on Access TV just how much Jake Something has done, not only to build himself up in professional wrestling, personally and professionally, but the fact that how hard he worked to get back here to Impact. Dango is the complete polar opposite of Jake Something.
Absolutely. I mean, we know that. And Dango has come out here every single time saying, I hate professional wrestling. And I get the message he's trying to send. Again, he's a star. He does feel better than this. And I appreciate the confidence. I really do. But then, if there's anybody who feels like professional wrestling defines who they are as a living, breathing human, it's Jake Something, who has literally built himself physically, mentally for this business. He said it himself, from dirt, out of nothing, the only way to grow is up, and he's done that every single day for this business. So yeah, I think he takes exception to the attitude Dango brings to it. It's going to be a hell of a clash between these two, if and when it should happen.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that. When we come back here on the Impact Post Show, we're going to get into the very scary situation that happened involving Alicia Edwards, Eddie Edwards, and Frankie Kazarian, some incidental contact that went down, and also everything that transpired in our main event. That's next.
August 20th on Fight, the stars of Impact Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling come together for a special night. Multiverse United 2. Hiroshi Tanahashi challenges Alex Shelley for the Impact Wrestling World Championship. Plus, Zack Sabre Jr. and Shane Hayes of TMTK take on Moose and Eddie Edwards. Worlds collide and legacies emerge. Multiverse United 2. Sunday, August 20th on Fight.
Earlier this evening on Access TV, we saw Alicia Edwards one-on-one with Jody Threat. Now, Jody Threat was able to secure the victory, however, after the fact. It was a really scary situation. Obviously, Eddie Edwards in the match, got involved against Jody Threat. That's where Frankie Kazarian came down. Let's not forget how this all started. Tracy Brooks, the wife of Frankie Kazarian, wanted to get in the ring with Alicia. Frankie talked some sense into Tracy Brooks. Has not been an active full-time wrestler in a long time. Alicia is a full-time active wrestler.
Right.
Tracy Brooks opting not to go after a matchup with Impact Management. And Jody Threat stood up on behalf of Tracy Brooks, and that led to this matchup. The involvement of Eddie Edwards was ugly once again, and then Frankie Kazarian came down. What got really ugly was the incidental contact there at the end. Frankie Kazarian did not mean to hit Alicia with the kendo stick, but it was still an ugly scene.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to. Here, look, I'll give it fine. I'll throw you your bone here. Eddie Edwards got involved in the match. He shouldn't have done that. Wasn't supposed to do that. Fine. Totally illegal contact. I get it. That's ride or die, though. That's what you do for your loved one, your spouse, your partner, okay? Like it or not. But it wasn't okay. I'll give it to you. Frankie Kazarian still had to stick his nose into this issue when he did not have to. He did not have to. This was still, at the end of the day, between Alicia and Jody Threat and everything. And then, that is the result. That is what Frankie Kazarian gets for continuing to wring his hands around the neck of Eddie Edwards here, to not let this go.
I think, obviously, Frankie Kazarian is very upset with what happened tonight. He was
Right,
saying
he
that he
should
didn't
be.
mean to do it. He was saying that he didn't mean to do it. And for this type of situation to unfold, it's terrible.
You keep playing with fire. This is the age-old adage, man.
But this
play with
isn't
fire.
one-sided. These are two men, two families now. It's come to this. This has gotten really ugly in a hurry, and the fact that people are getting hurt this way, this needs to get settled.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Scary situation there with Kaz, Eddie, and Alicia Edwards. Right now, we want to turn our attention to our main event. We've been talking about it throughout the Impact Post Show. This was supposed to be a really fun night here in Chicago because part of this evening we were expecting the Impact debut of Samurai Del Sol, someone you and I know very, very well, taking part in what was supposed to be a 6-person tag team matchup in our main event. It was supposed to be Samurai Del Sol, Laredo Kid, and Black Taurus against Bully Ray, Moose, and Myers. A little preview of the 8-man tag we're going to see at Emergence. That match never happened. Rush taking out Samurai Del Sol backstage before the match even happened. And it looked like Bully Ray and company were just going to steamroll the competition. And PCO is back. I mean, did you see the way that Bully Ray was frozen in fear?
I mean, I'm not going to say that to Bully Ray's face. I'm sure he'll deny that he was afraid, but he was absolutely catatonically entranced with the appearance of PCO. I mean, as if Eric Young coming back to life wasn't enough. PCO, who we thought was burnt to a crisp, reemerges here in the Impact Zone. Bully Ray, the man who did that to him, who tossed the match onto PCO, could not believe it. We couldn't believe it. I still can't believe that it happened.
Yeah, the fact that PCO is still among us is astonishing. Chased Bully Ray out of the arena. In the end, however, Moose and Meyer stuck around long enough and bent the rules and found a way to get a win. It does bring up the question, how in the world is the team of the Impact World Champion Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, the #1 contender of the X Division Championship, Kushida, and the returning Josh Alexander, how are they going to fare against Bully, Moose, Myers, and Rush, who are literally willing to do anything to win? We are going to find out Sunday, August 27th, live in Toronto at Emergence. Thank you for joining us this evening. He's Rehwoldt. I'm Hannifan. Check us out next Thursday night on Access TV.